How's it going, Laser Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla. Welcome back to the VII Enigma. In the last episode, we got our first ending. It wasn't a good one by any stretch of the imagination, but it was an ending. So I figured the most logical thing we can do, since we saved it pretty much every choice, is to start nearest the end, the choices nearest the end, and work our way back. Because there was one choice after we had that grayed out one, and then hopefully we can get back and do that grayed out one as well. We'll see how many we can get done in this episode, or how much we can get. I don't even know how many endings there actually are. Alright, we're going to jump into this one here. So last time we sent the message to 2043, this time we are going to try and find another way. That sounded like it was a way to instantly die, but I guess we got to get the achievements for all the deaths anyway. No, this is crazy. I can't send this message. They haven't experienced how devastating the disease is. No matter how bad Bosk is, it's insane to roll the timeline back before the pandemic. We have to find another way. Do it. Send the message. Elijah responds with a plea to Jasper, his voice strained and manner frantic. Jasper, I'm gonna need you to buy me some time. What are you talking about? The message is already ready to go. Just send it already. I don't have time to explain. Just do it. Jasper pauses as he stares at Elijah, judging his intent. I hope you know what you're doing. Jasper bursts out the door with gun drawn, ready to shoot down any officers that make their way down the ladder. Okay, I need to come up with a plan. We can send a warning to any Tempest machine. What options are there? Think, Elijah. Elijah struggles to clearly think in the midst of his panic. There was a Tempest machine back in the tunnels. That'll still exist. I can send a warning all the way back to when we were watching the message from the founder, before the unit got destroyed. Elijah frantically checks through the settings on the machine. Damn it! Elijah slams his hand down on the side of the machine. We never loaded in the sequence identifier for that unit. We can't send a message without it. Think, Elijah, what else can we do? A panicked voice cries out from outside the room. I hear them coming, hurry up! Buy me at least 1 minute. Elijah barks his plea at Jasper, filled with dread. The only other option is to send it to this unit at some earlier time to give ourselves a warning. But it was switched off for most of the time while we were working on it. If I send it to a moment when it's deactivated, it'll never arrive. Damn it, I can't think of the exact times we had it on. Gunshots began to ring out from the tunnel. Hurry, I won't be able to hold them off much longer. Jasper yells out from the hallway in a tone Elijah had never heard from him before. We left this unit on since we completed it. That was a little after midday today. Sending it to them looks like our only option. Doesn't give us much time, but it's better than nothing. Elijah speedily starts typing his message. Hurry! Elijah types as much information as quickly as he can when an explosion roars right outside the door, shaking the facility. Jasper? There's no response. Elijah realizes he's now alone, with only seconds before the soldiers will burst through the door. I hope this message is enough. I don't have time to finish typing it. Elijah's doubting thoughts fill his mind, even as his fingers continue to type out their warning, when a fearful voice spears him from behind. On the floor. You can hear the officers bursting through the door with furious intent. Elijah ignores the officer's order, desperate to complete the final prompts to send his warning. Sequence identifier confirmed. Send message. Elijah groans in pain as he looks to see the bullet exit wound that has left a hole torn through his stomach. Wincing, he reaches out his hand to send the message as another bullet tears into him. Elijah's world pulsates in and out as he battles to stay conscious in the midst of a second bullet tearing right through his right lung. Stop! What is it you're doing? The officer runs to grab him as Elijah summons the last of his fading consciousness to press the final confirmation button. Send message confirmed. Elijah drops to the floor as blood rapidly begins to pool. But then what do we do? We got a few hours to just run away? Because he just still doesn't know that it's Pfizer who led them here. By accident, obviously, but still. Quantum eraser end. But we didn't get, did we get any, like, anything? The timeline has been altered. Now we can jump back to the question marks. Because that is sent back to the question mark time, isn't it? A new choice has been unlocked. That's what the question mark was. Would you like to jump to the preceding scene? Yes. I get it now. 1:03 PM, February 7th, 2016. Weighing up the differing perspectives from the long planning meeting, Iker pauses in thought before standing resolutely to declare their plans. Here's what we'll do. Elijah and Jasper, prepare the message to send to 2043 right away. Once you finish, begin your work on a way to try and disrupt the Tempest system. We will leave a few here with you for protection. This will be Squad 1. We might as well skip, right? Huh? What's that sound? Is that an incoming Tempest message? Elijah decides to... Well, there's no point saving this one, is there? Check the inbox. Let me check the inbox. It sure does sound like it just received a message. With wide eyes, Elijah swiftly navigates the menus of the machine. No way. What? It's seen from 3 hours in the future, and from this very machine. What does it say? Go get everyone, quickly. The rest of the group arrives swiftly due to Jasper's uncharacteristically frantic summoning. A message from 3 hours from now? What does it say? I'll read it out. It says, no time, they found us, everyone is dead. They got Pfizer's team on the ground first, then stormed the facility. Run and take Pandora's box with you. Figure out how they track... That's where the message cuts off. So that's all it says. I'm guessing at the end it's asking us to figure out how they tracked us here. Sounds like it. We all die in 3 hours from now? We did, one depth back. We have to stop it happening this time around. Then let's hurry up. Time to pack this joint up and get out of here. Alright, if they arrive here in 3 hours from now, we have to be out of here within the hour. We don't want to bump into them on the road. There's a lot to prepare, so be sharp. Alright. Is this Tempest machine here able to be moved? Seems like a chunky unit. Yeah, it'll be a bit tricky getting it up the ladder, but that's the only issue. It just runs off standard electricity. The fluctuations made in the field by the machine are very subtle, so it doesn't need high energy. It's all done directly through the unit, so it's not too hard to relocate it. That's good then. We also need to figure out how they tracked us here, otherwise they may very well follow us to our next location. Any ideas? Silence falls on the group. Time is ticking. For now, let's load up the cars and get this unit out of here. While we're doing that, I want everyone to double check for bugs. Jasper, do a once-over scan on all our tech and our cars to make sure they aren't the source of the tracking. Right. We have 2 cars, ours and Pfizer's, which should easily be enough room for all of us and our equipment. Alright, let's get to work. The group is bustling around doing final checks of the facility after packing and loading their supplies into the cars above. Man, getting that Tempest unit up the ladder was a nightmare. Well, it's done now, big boy. I'll give you a gold star later if you like. Quit it, we gotta focus. You guys got everything up to the cars? Sure did. We're just checking now for anything useful to take from the facility before we all get the all clear to leave. Iker paces into the room, locking eyes with Jasper. There you are. Found any trackers yet? Nothing. I'm getting some kind of signal though, it's very faint. It's well encrypted and I haven't located the source. We might not find it in time. This isn't good. You might be right, I'll keep looking anyway. Also, I placed some sensors on the surface like you said. It's still safe to go up there. No movement detected, other than us packing up the cars. Good. And that's just about finished now. We're about ready to move out. Not sure where we'll go, but anywhere is better than here. Right, I'm sure we'll figure that out on the way. Pfizer approaches Iker in mid-conversation wearing a troubled expression. Hey Iker, I need a minute to talk to you. Sure, just a minute, Jasper. Iker takes a few paces away from Jasper to speak to Pfizer. Everything okay? I was just about to gather everyone to head up to the cars. I just thought of something. I'm not sure if I'm right, but I have a bad feeling about it. What is it? Well... At that moment, Pfizer is interrupted by a loud beeping sound. Jasper, pulling a device from his pocket, stares with wide eyes before calling out to Iker. Bad news. We got movement on the surface. And everyone is accounted for down here. Hearing the alarm and Jasper's call, the group begins to congregate. What? We were supposed to have 3 hours, it's only been 1. Hold on, 3 hours is the time they stormed the facility on the last loop. That means... Elijah raises his voice as his mind reaches the obvious conclusion. Hold on. Now that I think about it, remember the message said they went after Pfizer's squad before coming here. They must have tracked them first. And we have no idea how long that would have taken. Pfizer's group would have been on the road and on the way out to the city by that point. But now they skipped that and came straight here. Of course. That was incredibly stupid of us. Whatever they tracked to find Pfizer's squad must still be located here this time. as they never left the facility. We're trapped. We can't even send a warning back to the past. Pandora's box has been packed up and is above us in the car. I can't imagine how this could be any worse. All our hopes lie in that unit sitting on the surface. What are the sensors telling us, Jasper? They seem to be making a formation above us. Doesn't look like they're all ready to storm in right now, but it won't be long. How many of them are there, Jasper? Can we break through? Looks like there's at least 20 of them. There's probably a lot more than that, though. That's too much. The cars are pretty well hidden, but as soon as we open the hatch, we're sprung. There's no chance we can dash over and get into the cars in time. A momentary silence envelops the group before Zyla breaks it in steadfast tone. It's not over yet, though. I had an idea. What have you come up with, Zyla? Well, I was wondering how Dr. Evans would have managed to get Pandora's box down there. Yeah, how could one lady have done it? I could barely do it with a rope and you guys helping. It's too heavy for one person. Exactly. And we know there is another service hatch on the level below. It must lead to the outside somehow. It's the only explanation for how she got it down there. I think we should risk it all by looking for a hidden exit we don't even know exists. It sounds risky, but the fact is we can't go up through the main ladder. That is certain suicide. I think Zyla's idea is our only option. We'll try to find another exit, and take a wide circle back around and approach the cars from behind. Jasper suddenly raises his voice. We're out of time, they're on the move. Quick everyone, let's go. They each run over to the ladder to make their way down, with the exception of Pfizer, who stays planted, staring at the large ladder in the distance extending to the surface. Come on Pfizer, we gotta go. Pfizer hesitates before freezing in place, eyes glassy, facing toward the floor. Sorry kid, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to come with you. What? What are you saying, Pfizer? I was just trying to tell you before, Riker. I was thinking how they could have tracked us here, and I remembered something very unusual Agent Beckett did. We have to move, it's not the time to talk about this. Yes it is. Listen. I think Agent Beckett may have injected me with nanomachine trackers. How? When? When we captured him back at our hideout, he lunged at me with something sharp. I figured he was just desperate to escape as he was slashing at me, but now that I think about it, I think I was pathetically undervaluing his skills. We don't know that for sure, we should... Pfizer suddenly interjects with force. No, there's no time to debate this. You just said they were tracking my squad first, that almost confirms it. If we all go down, they'll just track us back up to the cars. We can't sneak away if they're tracking us, and if I'm the source of the tracker... But Pfizer, after you go, I'll cover over the hatch with the kitchen unit, just like it was when you found it. They won't find you, at least not right away. I'll stay here and hold them off until you get away. Aiko stands still, looking out over the facility, wearing a serious expression, and as he weighs everything on his mind. Okay then. Aiko, we can't let her do that. This is her choice, and if she is the source of the tracker, then she's right. It is the only way for us to survive. This is my decision. I believe you can bring down the Bureau. That's why I'm doing this. Don't let me down. As she says these words, she stares at Elijah. He can feel both the belief and weight in the words. He can do nothing else but offer a nod and a few simple words in farewell. We will do it. We won't let you down. If it wasn't for Pfizer, I'm not even sure I'd be alive right now. She found me when everyone else ignored me, gave me a place to stay, something to focus on. She saw my worth when I didn't see it myself. Thank you, for everything. Even as Elijah utters the words, he feels something shift within him, something imparted from the unfolding events. You'll be fine without me now, kid. As Pfizer turns her attention to Mia, she's met with desperation from the younger woman. No, Pfizer, you can't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone again. Oh, honey. Pfizer walks over to Mia and cradles her in a motherly embrace. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave you now. You have the chance to see my dream come to pass. For that I would gladly give my life. No, we have to find another way. There isn't time. It's your mission to help this crew take down Bosk. I leave all my hopes with you. Do it in my place. Don't forget your training and everything I've taught you. Please don't leave me alone again. Don't give up. I'm not giving up. I'm giving everything to see my dream fulfilled. And I believe you'll be able to live it out on my behalf. You won't be alone. Everything I've taught you, every moment we spent together will live on through you. I'll stay here with you. We can fight them off together. With both of us, we could do it. No, Mia, we couldn't. Plus, there's something else I need you to do. Something only you can do. Take them all to the old hideout. The one we were at before we found Elijah. It'll be a safe enough spot for the time. You remember the key entry? Yeah. Good. Mia, you've been like a daughter to me. Nothing makes me prouder than who you've become. Now go, live on. Complete your mission. Do you understand? We gotta go, they're making their move now. The group can wait no longer, as Iker forcibly peels Mira away to get her down the ladder. No. Goodbye. Pfizer? With the group making their way on the ladder, Pfizer shuts the hatch. With all of her strength, she drags the large unit over to conceal it. Less than 30 seconds later, Pfizer hears the sound of approaching officers. Okay. Pfizer prepares herself for the battle stance as the soldiers rush into the room. Alright, here they come. Drawing her own weapon, she musters all her speed as she encircles the soldiers in top flight, letting out several shots. Watch out on the left! Pfizer dances, dodges and weaves with almost otherworldly movements. She alternates swiftly between gun drawn and holster as she utilises the full breadth of her combat training, keeping the surrounding officers guessing. The imbalance of sheer combat skill and experience is clearly evident, as Pfizer almost overwhelms the number amassing her. Each attempted shot or strike of the enemy is only met with a more serious counter. Don't let her intimidate you, fire! Despite the command, the officers are timid with their use of firearms in their advancement, nobody wanting to be responsible for shooting their fellow officer, nor to be the one hit by friendly fire. This stalemate Pfizer uses to her fullest advantage. I mean, we know she can't win. Perhaps nobody in history has shown such evasive skill in true battle as Pfizer did on that day, but even still, it isn't enough. The sheer volume of officers swarming her makes avoiding all the incoming bullets an impossibility. Pfizer fights on defiantly. The more bullets she absorbs, the more terrifying she grows, as she expends every last resource of her will in combat. The number of bullets she absorbs grows too great, and eventually, she's brought down. In her final moments, Pfizer casts her mind back to one person. I believe you can do it, Mia. I believe you can all do it together. I believe you will be able to live out a life, a free life, such as I only ever dreamed of living. Pfizer, the shadow of the western sector, takes her final breath, striving toward a world she will never see herself set foot in. Yet in her dying moments, her passing was met with a strange sense of serenity. Next to the main entrance hatch, Beckett is directing troops on the unfolding operation. Report, what's happening down there? Troops are currently engaged with a female combatant. And the others? Reports are she is the only one down there, sir. That can't be right. Have you done a thorough search? Only a preliminary search, but the officers seem certain there aren't any others down there. She wouldn't be all the way out here by herself. She must be stalling for time. Beckett takes a second to think before snapping into action. Officer, you oversee things from here. Do a thorough search of the facility. Yes, sir. What will you be doing? I'll take some troops and do a search of the perimeter. The others could be close by. Damn, Beckett's gonna stumble into everybody else. Meanwhile, on the level below, the group has made their way down the ladder and are nervously searching for an exit. You found anything over there? Nothing on our side. It's so dark. How are we gonna find an exit even if it exists? Just keep looking. Wait, I think I found something. There's a small path over here. Zala shines her flashlight to lead the way, heading through a metal archway that they find a door. You think this could lead outside? Zala attempts to pull down the door's lever, but to no avail. The group spends some time looking for an electronic means to open the door before turning to straight brawn. Levi, see if you can get the lever down. Can't see any other way out, so no point holding back. If it breaks, it breaks. On it. With all his might, Levi struggles against the lever, which is frozen in place. You did it, Levi. The lever clicks down, opening the service hatch leading outside. Clambering through the hatch, they seek to find their bearings atop the bright white landscape. Where are we? The mountain slopes sharply down toward the east, which is why we came out on the surface, even though we headed further down the facility. That means we'll have to circle back uphill to make it to the cars. If we take a straight line, we'll run straight into the Bosk soldiers. Let's just hope they haven't discovered the cars yet. Alright, lead the way then, Jasper. The group makes their way uphill, trudging through the thick and slushy snow. This terrain and these trees don't make it easy. We might bump right into them without seeing them. You're right, but bad visibility might also help to hide us from their sights. We're circling around, so they'd have to be searching the opposite direction of the facility to see us. There's a good chance this will work in our favour. Let's get a move on, all this talk isn't helping. The group continued to hustle through the thickening depth of snow when... Shh! Zyla suddenly holds everyone with an extended arm. It's gotta be Beckett, right? Quiet! I hear something! The group sneaked back to the cover, behind the cover of some nearby trees to scout out their surroundings. See? Over there in the distance, is that some soldiers? Jasper, pass me the scope. Looking through the binoculars, Ica furrows his brow in response to what he sees. Doesn't look good. What are you seeing? It looks like a line of soldiers are sweeping the perimeter right toward us. Is there a way around them? Doesn't look like it. To our left and behind where we just emerged is the cliff. To our right is the main hatch where they're gathered. If we can't go around, looks like we'll just have to break through them. We can do it together. Ica wears a complicated face before announcing his plan. No. It'll be too easy target if we all get together. There's only one way. We'll split up into two groups. We'll target the gaps in their formation. Hopefully the confusion of the two groups will cause them to thin out so we can make it through. Do you really think that'll work? You need to trust me now, Zyla. We can do this. Ica fixes his gaze at Zyla, who sees the resolve of the one she regards as her strong older brother. Okay then. Ica then looks over to Elijah and discreetly gives him a small nod, who responds in kind. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'll take Jasper and Levi. We will head toward the right of the soldier ahead. Got it. Zyla, you'll lead Elijah, Mia and Amelia. Try to get around the soldiers to the left, between him and the cliff, then make it for the car. You take our car, the one with the Pandora's box. We'll take Pfizer's car. Okay, here's the key. Follow us to the hideout. Mia passes the key over to Ica as Ica takes it and pockets it. Alright, any questions? He's met with a brief silence. Okay, get ready. Head out in 3, 2, 1. Move! Moving suddenly and swiftly, the two groups rush at full pace out from behind cover, weapons drawn. As Elijah moves with his team toward the cliff face, they hear some indiscernible shouts from Ica, following by firing of their weapons. What are they doing? They're firing way too early. Keep moving. Are they gonna die? Elijah, Mia, Zyla and Amelia keep trudging at full pace toward the cliff face, but Zyla can't help but be distracted, looking over his shoulder back towards Ica. Ica is setting his own team up as like a distraction so the others can get through. They're giving themselves away. They'll have every soldier swarming them if they keep that up. Zyla pauses, breaking his stride. Wait, don't tell me. 10 minutes ago on the lower levels of the facility, while the group had split up to look for an exit, Ica approached Elijah. Hey Elijah, can I speak to you for a second? And keep your voice down. I don't want the others to hear. Sure, what is it? You have no idea what we're going to face if we find a way out of this facility. Yeah, I just hope we can find a way back to the cars without bumping into trouble. Yeah, that's why I'm talking to you now. One thing we need to make sure of is that we get you out of here with Pandora's box. Our whole mission depends on it. This is our main priority. I hope we can all make it back without a hitch, but it'd be stupid if we didn't plan for the worst case scenario. What are you thinking? If it turns out we aren't able to make it, I need you to prepare to create a diversion. We need to be prepared to create a diversion to enable you to escape. We can't think like that. We all have to get out of here. I'm not planning on giving up, but the mission is paramount. This isn't about you or me, this is about bringing down Boss. Only you and Pandora's box can do that. What's your plan? If things get desperate, I'll take the guys and create a diversion. You need Mia with you to lead you back to her hideout. Amelia is too young. I couldn't lead the youngest in our group to sacrifice her whole life. And Zyla, she's far too precious to me. The others won't accept this. I know. There's no way Zyla would let me do this. That's why I'm telling you. If it comes to it, take the others and make sure they don't come back for me. You gonna trick them? I hope it doesn't come to it, but if it's the only way, then I'll do it. Zyla will almost certainly try to come back for me when she figures out what's going on. I need you to make sure she doesn't. Remind her of her mission and make sure you all get away safely. Why not just tell them? There is no way they'll agree to it if they know ahead of time. Please, Elijah, promise me that if we have to enact my plan, that you'll make sure Zyla gets away safely. I don't like it, but I understand what you're saying. I'll do what I have to. I'll make sure we get away safely if it comes to it. Thank you, Elijah. Don't tell me this is a trick the whole time. All that gunfire, is he creating a diversion? Elijah looks betray him as he tries to usher Zyla on. Zyla, we can't stop, we gotta keep moving. Wait, you knew, didn't you? You tricked me too. We don't have time for this, we have to keep moving. Ica was right, it isn't gonna be easy to get her to leave him. Listen, the mission is more important than anything. Ica understands that, we have to move. No, he's gonna get himself killed. We have to go back for him. Zala starts to take off toward Iker when Elijah grabs her arm to hold her in her tracks. Look, Iker is risking himself to create this opening for us. See? The soldier that was further ahead has moved. We only have this one brief window to escape. Let go of me. Zala pulls against Elijah frantically, who holds her arm firm. We have Pandora's box. If we escape with it, who knows? Maybe we can use it to save him somehow. But if we don't run now, we'll all be captured. Who will that help? I said let me go. Zala pivots off one leg and aims a kick square at Elijah, forcing him to let go of her arm as he manages to dodge it at the last second. Stop, Zala. Listen. Elijah is right. With the Tempest machine in our possession and Elijah with us, anything is possible. One thing we can't allow is for all of us to get caught. We have a responsibility that goes far beyond any one of us. Now snap out of it. We have to move. Respect your brother's order and move. Zala pauses, hands clenched, as her helpless frustration boils over. Aware that there's no recoil, Zala simply nods while avoiding eye contact. I'm sorry, Zala. Come on, we gotta move. The four reluctantly continue their journey, trudging up the slope toward the cliff face. Now don't move. With the help of his peculiar device, Beckett is cornered and forced Iker, Jasper and Levi into submission. You really thought you could escape from us again? Pathetic. Now tell me, where are Dr. Shaw and the others? The trio all use their willpower to resist the control of the machine. They can't break free from the command to remain on the ground, but they manage with great strain to resist sharing the information to betray their comrades. I guess Lana was right, this device does have its limitations. He did say it was an incomplete version after all. The others may be nearby. Should we keep searching? Yes, keep the search going. It's likely these three did a pathetic run in order to allow the others to escape, and it may have just distracted us long enough to... Beckett mutters under his breath with a hint of a snarl before continuing his orders. Search them. If they have anything of interest on them, see if they have anything of interest on them. After frisking them and confiscating various weapons, an officer presents Beckett with a small handheld device. Sir, we found a communicator on them. Let me see. Beckett spends a moment searching through the menus of the small gadget. There's a recent communication with Zyla Campbell. Should we try to get a location scan in their communicator? Yes, do it. But if this group has any sense, it shouldn't yield us a result. They won't leave it on long enough, nor stay put long enough, not once they realise their friends have been captured. I have a better idea. Beckett, with a few clicks of the communicator, sends a call out to Zyla. On the other end, Zyla's crackly voice can be heard through the device's speaker. Iker? Sorry to disappoint you, but Iker isn't in a position to talk right now. You bastard, what have you done to him? Nothing much yet. But I'm not sure how much longer that'll be the case. There's a brief pause before Zyla continues on. What do you want? Nothing complicated. I just want you to turn yourselves in. What? Turn yourself in or we shoot your friends. It's that simple. You're gonna shoot them anyway, and the others. Glaring emotion comes through the tinny toned communicator. You murdering bastard. You damn pathetic bosk weasel. You think lives are so worthless they can just be thrown away for what? Your own pathetic game? I swear if you touch Iker, I'll kill you. Zyla's stinging insults bring visions flooding Beckett's mind. Oh, he's about to go psycho mode again. I'll just shoot them now then. How would you like that? Some shuffling noises scratch through on the other end of the communicator, followed by an indiscernible muffled argument, before a male voice comes through the airwaves. Beckett, it's me, Elijah. Beckett takes a moment to centre himself, before responding in a more even tone of voice. Dr. Shaw, you've been quite more of a nuisance than I anticipated. You hear what I just said to Zyla Campbell? Yes, we are coming back. We won't hand ourselves in. Even if we shoot your friends. I didn't think you were so heartless. This was their orders. In the background, Beckett can hear arguing, indicating to him some division in their thinking. This is our chance. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling generous, so I'll give you a bit of time to think it over. You have 3 days to turn yourself in, unarmed, to boss the tower at the centre of the sectors. If you do, I won't shoot your comrades. Elijah pauses before responding. Even if we agreed, which we don't, how can we even trust you? You don't have much of an option. 3 days. You have until 8 on the dot on February 10th. As soon as the machine ticks past the hour, the bullets fly. Choose wisely. Beckett ends the call with frustration upon his face. You sure this is the best option, sir? You heard them arguing. They're torn about the decision. If we make them choose now, it could go against us. Give them 3 whole days to think about it. They're gonna crack, based on everything I was hearing on that call. Besides, we came here early to get them, so we still have plenty of time before Lionel expects them. And if you're sure, then we're with you, sir. Should we keep searching? Yes. This is just insurance. Did you get a lock on the communicator? We did. It was moving at high velocity toward the west. They must have made it to a vehicle then. They'll almost certainly abandon the communicator now, and likely change direction to throw us off. It won't be easy to find them. Continue to do a sweep for clues and get eyes on the roads. I want them captured as soon as possible. Yes, sir. Beckett glances over to the 3 captives on the ground, and haul those guys back to Viribus. Any longer and they'll freeze to death before we arrive. Alright, well, looks like this is going to take a couple of episodes to get to the true end, but I definitely think we're on the right path for it now. Chapter 7, Aeon, and we didn't even have a Chapter 7 in the last one, did we? That's very interesting. Alright, we'll wrap this one up here, and I imagine the next episode's going to be the last episode. But we shall see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.